I woke up in a hospital bed with no memory of how I got there, and my mom was smiling way too big while telling me I'd had too much wine at Thanksgiving dinner. The only problem, I've never touched alcohol in my entire life. That should have been my first clue that something was horrifyingly wrong. But the real truth didn't hit me until I opened my phone and found a 59-minute audio recording I didn't remember making. My name doesn't matter. What matters is what happened on Thanksgiving night when my own family decided I was more dangerous. To them, unconscious than conscious. Let me start from the beginning. I sat down to Thanksgiving dinner around 4 p.m. Everything seemed normal at first. Grandma complaining the turkey was dry. Kids laughing in the next room. Football announcers yelling from the TV. I remember taking one drink from a glass someone handed me and then nothing. Complete blank space in my memory until I opened. My eyes in a hospital bed. Hey, this is Anonymous Confessions. And if you've ever had a holiday dinner go sideways in ways nobody would believe, hit that like button and subscribe right now. Because trust me, what I'm about to tell you makes awkward family arguments look like a picnic. My mom stood next to the hospital bed, smiling this huge, almost rehearsed smile. You fell down the stairs, honey. Too much wine. You know how you get, but don't drink. Never have. Not once in my life. I told her that, and her smile didn't even flicker. She just patted my hand and said, "The doctors said you might be confused." Then the nurse came in to check my four. She glanced at me, then at my mom, then back at me with this look I couldn't quite read. Like she wanted to say something but couldn't. Right before she left, she leaned close and whispered, "Your family is ... interesting. Interesting." That was the word she used. I didn't understand what she meant until I found my phone on the bedside table, untouched, and saw a file I didn't recognize. 59 minutes of audio. Recorded during dinner. Why would I record Thanksgiving dinner? I'm not someone who takes photos or videos. I've always been the person who lives in the moment. So if I intentionally recorded something, I must have known on some level that I was walking into a trap. I waited until I got home alone, locked my door, sat on my couch, and I hit play. The first few minutes were exactly what you'd expect. Grandma complaining about the turkey. Forks clinking against plates. Kids laughing. Football on TV, normal Thanksgiving noise. I almost convinced myself I was being paranoid. Then 5 minutes in, I heard my own voice. "Uncle Jeff, can we talk for a second?" "Can it wait? The game's on." "It's about Kelly." The TV went silent immediately. I mean, immediate. Like someone grabbed the remote and muted it mid-play. My uncle's voice came back, cautious now. "What about Kelly?" She told me something about the lake house. A long pause followed. The kind of pause where you can hear people breathing. Then my uncle laughed, but it wasn't a happy laugh. The lake house? When did we ever go to a lake house? 10 years ago. Summer of 2015. She was 9 years old, Uncle Jeff. That's when the room went completely silent. No forks. No chewing, no breathing that I could hear. Just dead air for what felt like forever. Then my Aunt Sharon's voice cut in like a knife. "What exactly are you implying?" "Kelly, what is she implying?" Kelly's voice came next, so small I almost missed it. Nothing happened, but my recorded voice kept going. "Kelly told me about the swimming lessons. When you two were alone at the lake house, that kid's always had an imagination," my uncle said, and now his voice had this venomous edge I'd never heard before. "She showed me the pictures you took." Dead silence. Not the kind of silence where people are thinking. The kind where everyone is frozen, realizing their whole world is about to crack open. Then I heard something weird. A clinking sound, glass against glass. Someone was pouring something. My recorded voice changed, slurred, confused. Why does the room feel weird? "You feeling okay there?" Uncle Jeff asked, and the fake concern in his voice made my blood run cold even listening to it months later. My drink tastes Did someone put ... A chair scraping. A thud. That was me hitting the floor. Chaos erupted after that. Chairs moving. Gasps. Someone knocked over a glass. Then Kelly's voice, shaking so hard her words wobbled. Should we call 911? Aunt Sharon answered and her voice was ice. Nobody's calling anyone. She just had too much to drink. But she doesn't drink, Kelly protested. I said, Aunt Sharon repeated slowly, she had too much to drink. Jeff, help me move her. Grunting, dragging sounds, my unconscious body being moved across the floor. Put her on the couch, Uncle Jeff said. Make it look natural. This is insane, Aunt Sharon whispered. Get the camera. We need photos showing she's just drunk. Put the turkey hat on her. Make her hold this beer. For 10 minutes, I listened to my family pose my unconscious body, take pictures, laugh while they did it. My aunt laughed. My uncle laughed. My mom was there too, I realized later. She laughed the loudest. Kelly started crying. This is wrong. She was trying to help me. Help you. Uncle Jeff got mean, really mean. After everything I've done for this family, you. Mean buying silence, a slap. A sharp, wet sound that made my stomach turn inside out. I need to pause here for a second. If you're hearing this and it's bringing up stuff for you, you're not alone. This channel, Anonymous Confessions, exists because people go through things that would break most people. So go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment with your own story, and know that you're not crazy for feeling what you feel. The family spent the next 5 minutes practicing their lie. Each person repeated it like they were memorizing lines for a play. She fell down the stairs. She's been drinking all day. We tried to help her. Kelly kept begging in the background. Please, please call for help. Everyone ignored her, then sirens. Someone had called 911. Panic exploded in the recording. Who called? Hide everything. Remember the story. The recording cut off. Kelly. And I went straight to the police station that night. The detective listened to the whole recording without saying a word. When it finished, he picked up his phone and made one call. We need warrant teams, now. At 6 the next morning, police arrested everyone at once. Uncle Jeff at his penthouse. My grandparents at their house, my parents at theirs, Aunt Sharon at hers. All of them taken in coordinated raids. And at the police station, my family turned on each other faster than I thought possible. Aunt Sharon blamed her husband. This was all Jeff. He made us do it. Then Kelly's mom, my aunt, broke down. Completely. The house, she kept saying. Oh, God, the house. What house? The detective asked. That's when we learned the truth. Uncle Jeff bought Kelly's mother a house right after that summer at the lake. 10 years ago. Every time Kelly tried to tell someone what happened, Jeff threatened to take the house back. I have 3 other kids, her mom said through tears. Where would we live? Even Uncle Jeff's own brother admitted. Jeff's been holding that house over their heads for a decade. The judge set Uncle Jeff's bail at $1 million. Everyone got restraining orders. A week before trial, Kelly visited me crying. She tried to take it all back. Said the recordings were misunderstood. Said the family meant no harm. But there were fresh bruises on her neck. And she kept glancing at my window at the family lawyer sitting in his car. She excused herself too. My bathroom. When she left, I found a note hidden behind the hand towel. They have my daughter. Check the Ring camera from Tuesday. My hands started shaking so hard I almost dropped the paper. The words were written in messy, scared handwriting. I could see where the pen pressed harder on some letters, like she was terrified while writing. I grabbed my phone and called Detective Goodwin immediately. She answered on the second ring. I read Kelly's note word for word, and my voice cracked when I got to the part about her daughter. Detective Goodwin's tone shifted from concern to razor-focused. Don't touch anything on your phone. I'm sending it digital forensics. Go to your house tonight. I opened the Ring app and stared at Tuesday's date in the timeline. I knew enough to realize that if I watched the footage wrong, I might accidentally delete something important. So I just took a screenshot of the timestamp and waited. 10 minutes later, Detective Goodwin called back. The forensics guy, a man named Rick Powell, showed up at my door at 8 p.m. with a professional equipment bag. He was calm, careful, organized. He connected cables from his laptop to my phone and made a mirror copy of everything with special codes. That proved the video hadn't been tampered with. While Rick's worked, Detective Goodwin called again. She was bringing in CPS for an emergency meeting. A caseworker named Hayden Chavez, who specialized in cases where kids were used as weapons to keep people quiet. Then my phone rang again. A woman named Margot Arrington, a victim advocate. She talked gently but practically. She asked which neighbors I trusted, helped me set up code words with friends, told me to pack a go bag in case I needed to leave my house fast. Detective Goodwin called one more time with news that made my heartbeat faster. Ada and Leandro has been told everything. He's already writing an emergency motion to change Uncle Jeff's bail rules. This is clear witness tampering. I tried to go to bed around midnight, but sleep was impossible. My brain kept playing. The audio recording on repeat, my voice getting confused. The clinking glass, the thud of my body hitting the floor. The family laughing while they posed my unconscious body. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Kelly's face with those fresh bruises. I imagined her daughter somewhere scared and confused, probably thinking she'd done something wrong. I gave up on sleep around 3 a.m. and just sat on my couch staring at the ring footage. Night walking Kelly's daughter to a dark sedan. The little girl in a pink jacket carrying a stuffed rabbit. The family lawyer waiting in the driver's seat. The whole thing took 28 seconds. I finally fell asleep on the couch around 5 a.m. With my phone still in my hand. An email notification woke me at 7:30. The subject line said tox results. From Detective Goodwin, the lab found a sedative in my blood work from Thanksgiving night. The dosage was high enough to be dangerous. I could have stopped breathing if they gave me too much. Seeing it written out in official medical language brought this weird mix of feelings. Sick, because my family actually drugged me on purpose. But relieved because now I had real scientific proof that I wasn't crazy or confused or making things up like they claimed. The emergency bail modification hearing happened the next morning. Uncle Jeff's lawyer argued that I was orchestrating a vendetta against my loving family. The judge looked skeptical. Then Alejandro presented the ring footage, the neighbor's testimony, the threatening email, and the tox report. The judge ruled. Uncle Jeff got a GPS ankle monitor. The no-contact orders were expanded to include third parties and intermediaries. Look, I know this story is heavy, but if you've made it this far, you clearly understand why these stories need to be told. So do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to Anonymous Confessions, and drop a comment about a time you had to stand up to someone you loved. It helps more than you know. The CPS emergency hearing happened that afternoon. Judge Ramirez authorized locating services, cell phone tracking, vehicle monitoring, and granted temporary emergency custody to the state. That meant once they found Kelly's daughter, CPS could remove her immediately and place her in protective care. 2 days later, an anonymous tip came in. Someone reported the little girl's location at a cousin's girlfriend's apartment. Police and CPS found her there. She was physically safe, but visibly shaken, clinging to a stuffed animal, asking for her mommy Dot when Detective Goodwin told me the child was finally secure. My relief was so intense I sobbed alone in my kitchen. For 20 minutes straight, Uncle Jeff eventually took a plea deal. 8 years in state prison. Lifetime sex offender registration. Permanent no-contact orders with Kelly, her daughter, and me. Kelly and her daughter are in transitional housing now. A small 2-bedroom apartment. Kelly finished a job training program and works part-time at a grocery store. Her daughter laughs. More now. Calls her Mama again without hesitation. I upgraded my home security. Changed every lock. Added cameras. Made a safety plan with Margot that lives in my car, my purse, and by my bed. I still have nightmares sometimes. Certain sounds still make me flinch. Family holidays will probably always be hard, but I wake up every day knowing I did the right thing by speaking up, even when it was terrifying. Even when my own family turned against me. Even when I lost people I'd known my whole life. Some things are worth losing everything for. And protecting Kelly and her daughter was one of them. And that's the end of my story. How about yours?